we're so quick to throw everybody under the bus and forget about their accomplishments and just throw them the fuck away, that's what's gonna end up killing our culture. How are we gonna have anybody else in the history books if at this rate, Malcolm and Martin will be the last two. There won't be no other black man in the history books that people can laud or people can applaud or people can love because they've made us our greatest weapon towards each other. So now, speed it up to now. I'm thinking Diddy got a problem, man. Diddy has some type of, what happened or didn't happen, I'm not there to say, so it's hard, I don't speak on that. But I would just think based on everything, he has some type of sexual
Right. How was he when you met him? Did he...
Real quiet. When he came to me, I think he gave me a blunt of weed, a spliff of weed, and he didn't even say nothing and kept it moving. He just, I don't know.
Could you see this happening at all? That when you see
yeah, of course, yeah. I couldn't see all this happening because the music industry is usually a safe place for this type of shit. Look, all this sexual shit's, the internet is exposing shit. It's the reason of the internet. If the internet wasn't never around, the internet's the gift and the curve. If social media wasn't around, then this has been going on since the industry has happened. Not just the music industry, Hollywood. Right. You know what I'm saying? People want to be on TV and in the music business so bad that they'll do anything. They'll give their bodies, they'll do anything. That's where selling your soul is. So, you know, unfortunately, people take advantage of that. Women get taken advantage of. Men get taken advantage of. That's the nature of the business.
Why do you think we put so much of our judgment on the individual who offered the opportunity? No matter what you were willing to give, I gave you that in exchange for what you were willing to give. I still gave you that opportunity. Why do we put so much judgment on the person who offered the opportunity, you think? Because
black people, man, we're mad. Even if we try to act like we're not, you know, we're in a fucked up situation, man. We've been, and it's taking tolls on people's minds. And then here comes social media that is conditioning the out of people when they're seeing everybody else doing good and they're not. It just them up in the head, man. It breeds a lot of different negative feelings. And I just think like, it's just, you know, I watched R. Kelly, do you know how, like the music and everything, and then, yeah, okay, yes, I understand. Because people are quick to, oh my God, he's sticking up. No. Anybody that fucks with underage kids needs to be dealt with, okay? The punishment, we live in a land of laws. They deal with that. So I don't stick up or I don't co-sign, none of that. How do you, 20, 30 years, rock with somebody so hard, whereas that they come in your life every day? Music is so important to us.
People like us, right, the general people are looking like how he beat Cassie on that videotape. They're like, damn, people got to be complicit in this. This didn't just come out of nowhere. He beat her in a hotel.
Again, well, when you're an older nigga like me, you've seen your whole life, and it's not saying it's right. In the 70s, that was a regular day. You know what I'm saying? So like in the 80s, that was seen that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, as a young kid, I never liked men beating on women. That always made me feel uncomfortable and nervous when I'd seen that. My father never did it to my mother. God bless. My mother's first husband did it to her. You know, but from what I have seen, oh, that was a regular thing. I can't listen again. People have to condition their mind that our minds ain't the same with the internet now as it was before it was. Our minds, we have to condition ourselves to what's coming now, because one situation you seeing, then you should condemn that man for the rest of his life. Now, if it wasn't the internet, then nobody would see nothing, and nobody would be getting condemned. You know what I'm saying? And the privacy would be within themselves to work it out within themselves. Right now, we're in front of millions of people every day being judged by millions. That's not how humanity was supposed to be. God didn't make this earth for everybody to be in tune with each other, millions. It's impossible. Be in tune with who's in front of your face. Let's get back to that. Because this here, if it don't take a blind man to see that people are losing it, are cooked from social media. The shit that's happening, see, I'm a nigga that was here before it. The shit that's happening, this is almost like real talk, I'm not just trying to hype this up. It's almost like I'm living in a different type of time, or a different planet, or it ain't the same. the greatness of music was that the artist could express himself through the music, and it got to the audience musically. And then they pulled out of it what they want. Social media has f***ed up music in so many ways, right? Images like what you see on YouTube with young niggas with guns. And like you see the images now and women showing everything. Like our images, the images in our environment are conditioning our mind to just lust after these things. And it's a powerful energy that's just all you want. These young kids, this is all they want to do. Their minds haven't even in their 20s, their minds haven't even developed to understand anything else. And if the only images they're getting is guns, sex, drugs, and low bass, then man, by the time they reach 30s, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in an emergency mode that we don't even know it. Like the black culture, we need help right now.
Why do you think we just want, like we see these individuals and we want to beat them so bad and we want to attain what they have? Like,
well, who doesn't want that? As black people that was just 400 years ago and slaves been picking cotton for nothing, getting beat and raped and for nothing, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to see a black man at his top employing other black men and women and having a good time doing it? When you're looking at Puff looked like he's never worked in his life.
For sure.
When you look at Puff, it's just always party, happy, music, let's go, dance, woo. You know what I'm saying? The unfortunate side is hip hop is the streets. Hip hop is the streets. So there's gonna be that street element with it. And you know what I'm saying? Like we're all from the streets at the end of the day. You're gonna run into street activities because the guys around you are in the streets. Run into these things over the years, and money, power, that shit, starts to get to people mentally. It never got to me to the way that it got to, of course, to the situation that he's in. And it's unfortunate, the situation he's in. And I say prayer for all the victims who, we're gonna see how this plays out, but it's gonna be a bloodbath. And then after this, right, it'll be another year because this is all people gonna see. When the trial come up, Puffy made his lawyer tell Harvey and said the lawyer came on and did one interview with Harvey to really say, Puffy's taking a stand. That's all Puff wanted. Puff in there like, let everybody know I'm taking a stand. And everybody coming at me, oh, watch the shit I'ma say. And the feds got tapes since 2009. Diddy got tapes since 93?
Right.
You think you get to do all the stuff and all the business deals that Diddy did by being stupid? Now, granted, he may have some type of sexual problem. That's, to me, at this point, it's obvious. Yeah. That's not no disrespect. That's not trying to be funny. People have sexual problems. Believe it or not, that's a big part of a lot of people's problems. They don't even know it. Like the addictions of sex. And then once money and drugs and unlimited, and then it's like, you almost had carte blanche, because this is what the music industry is. The music industry to people is music and gossip, and they watch people's lives now. But to the filthy rich, see, the filthy rich, they don't necessarily can't go to the hood and find a plug and find the drugs they want. The filthy rich can't find the chicks they want because, you know what I mean? Because they just can't risk being out there. They need somebody. Diddy's been the party guy forever.
Yeah, no, facts.
Forever. Now, the music industry, not just Diddy, but the rich and famous, they love coming over to, this is their playground, is the music industry. Because the women singing are the highest trophies. The men rapping are the highest trophies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's other good looking women out there, but they're not her who's selling, who the world is going crazy over. Rich people don't really like women, like this beautiful woman, but to them, they want somebody that the world yearns for. So They want stars. So the music industry now has been exposed because those rich, you don't think, forget about the artist who's on tapes. What about the politicians and the politicians' nieces and nephews and sons and brothers? Because everybody wants to go to a party. Usually when you're the rich and powerful, and you're around your family, you want to impress them. I call Diddy right now. You want to go to his party? Boom. And then they done went over there. Now you know they just want a party. And they over there with the lampshades, probably fucking everything moving.
Right.
Too, and every drug over there going crazy. My father's the fucking senator of the United States. You know what I'm saying? You think that he ain't got that in his pocket?
Straight up.
Like, yeah, this just isn't gonna be about, oh, you're gonna see some rappers and shit, but at this point, man, it's almost like, is anybody really gonna be super surprised and crazy? Like, I think people's conditioned enough to like, kind of like, if somebody's on the tape having gay sex with somebody that you know, I don't think everybody's gonna be fainting at this point. I think at this point, we done seen so much that what's gonna surprise us anymore?
Right. So in your past, you've been at the very top of all this.
Yeah.
Is there any demonic force, Illuminati? Is that a real thing?
Like, listen, people with billions of dollars get together. That's a real thing. Damn right. Whatever the fuck they call it, there's a lot of things. But the Illuminati, the word's been around as long as I can know it, so it must have some type of something with it. Yeah, people with money, people with thoughts, people with desires and lusts, of course. Yeah, to me, that's out there. I remember me and Dave one time, and Dave, if y'all ever get Dave Mays, he could tell the story. Dave Mays, that was my partner for the Source magazine. And you're right, we was on top of the food chain in New York for a minute. For a brief minute, but at least we made it there, right? So there was these people that came and wanted to meet. I would take some meetings and I would look at motherfuckers and just wouldn't take those meetings and be like, Dave, you tell me first and I'll do the second meeting. This time I didn't take this meeting with these people. Something didn't feel right. I just remember come up to the office because I didn't have an office in the Source. I'd be all around the country, around the world, come to the office, chill on Dave's couch, smoke, we have a meeting, and I'd be out. One time I walked in there was, some strange characters in there. You know what I'm saying? Some different type of guys. Was there a woman? It might have been. And I just remember Dave was like, yeah, they wanted blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, yeah, okay. So Dave went out to dinner with him. And I remember Dave, because there was just a lot of stories, there was a lot of shit. But there was some shit that had to do with something of that nature, right? And yeah, you'd have to ask him about that one because he was at the meeting. You know what I'm saying? I just remember I told him we didn't want to deal with them no more. Because he came back to me, and I just remember shutting it down like, nah. Back then, I was a lot more wild. So I was, I know me back then. You know what I'm saying? So.